over procedure-oriented programming and why we need to use the self parameter or self variable in the Python, and we discuss about method and constructor, some of the examples on a class and methods. Okay, we discuss about inheritance and polymorphism and abstraction and encapsulation. Out of this, today we are going to discuss about inheritance and encapsulation in the today's session, like what is inheritance, why we need to use inheritance, and data hiding concept, and overloading of method overloading and method overriding. We'll discuss about these concepts in today's class. So I already gave one a real-time example for the class is like your sketch, what you are drawing on the paper or what you are drawing on the chart. That is called as a class. Based on that particular chart, we can take some action like constructing a building. For example, you are draw some of the sketch for the building. So we are using the same sketch for constructing n number of buildings. Here sketch is the class and n number of buildings are the objects of that particular class. So whenever you are declaring or defining one particular class, if you want to use that particular class, you have to create one object for that particular class. Okay, this is the class definition, like whatever you are using for the functions. Similarly, you can create a class. For the functions, we need to use the def followed by the function name. Here you need to use the class followed by the class name. And if you want to call that particular class same, you need to create one particular object of that particular class and you can call. So similarly, like that's what I'm saying, like previously also, once you completed the first concept, then only you need to move to the second concept. Until unless you are not good in the first concept, you are not supposed to move to the second class. Why? Because all the classes are interrelated to each other. All the classes are interrelated to each other. I hope everyone is practicing Python programs. Okay, definitely. I'm repeating again and again. Now the trend in IT market is Python only. Like most of the people are required for Pythons. Python people are required. Okay, n number of things you can do by using the Python. Okay, might we discuss about special functions inside the class, doc and all, init functions. So object also we already seen the examples related to object as well. And this is the object of my class. This is the syntax for creating a object of that particular class. OB object of that particular class. Whichever class you are creating the object, you can, and by using the object we can call the methods and variables. What are the things which is present in that particular class, we can call by using the dot operator. This is the self parameter. So for self parameter, what we need to do, like if the class is defined, whatever the things are there, you no need of passing any arguments for the first one. Why? Because the first one is the object is passed to that particular class. So that is why you are not getting any error over here, like p1 equal to 0.6, 8. Here only 3 parameters are there, but you are passing the 2 arguments. So it means the first one is the, whenever an object calls its method, the object itself is passed to as the first argument. So if you are passing the object as the first argument, so no point of passing any argument to the first one. So here def definition and followed by the function name, and here one parameter is there, but you are not passing nothing, 0 arguments over there, but still you are getting the output. Still you are getting. Why? Because object calls its method, the object itself is the passing the first arguments. So that is the reason we are not getting any error. We are compiling successfully and we are getting the output, desired output. Understanding, right? So without, you remember, right? You can avoid the self parameter also. The implicit behavior of the, you can avoid the self parameter by using the static method. By using the static method, you can avoid the self parameter. That time you pass the number of parameter arguments. So constructor also, you already seen the constructors. I gave the example for the constructor also. Most of the people feel that init function is the constructor, but actually that is not a constructor. In the constructor in Python means new is the constructor in a Python. Init. Why we need to use the init? We need to initialize the object. We need to use the init function, but actually that is not a constructor. Constructor means like new is the constructor in a Python. At the same time, what are the rules for constructor? Constructor is always called before the init function. Constructor is always called the new is always new means nothing but the constructor is always called the before init function. Okay, when the init function is going to get called, whenever a new object is created, that time it called the init function. So accessing attribute, get attribute as attributes, whether it get attributes for getting the attributes which are, if it is there, we can able to access the attributes. And as attributes means if it is there, if it is exist or not. If the, for example, if the object whether the value is existing or not, it will check, and it will, if it is there, it will print true. If it is not there, it will print false. And the third one is the set attributes. You can set the values for the whatever the defining objects or variables. We can set the values also by using the set attributes. Delete attributes means we can delete also. Might be we already seen some of the example related to as attributes, get attributes, set attributes, and del attributes. Okay, and everyone take it as note, and you can, by using these four options, try to practice at home. As attributes, get attribute, set attribute, and del attribute. Practice at home. Okay, at least two examples on each attribute. At least two examples on each attribute. These are the built-in class attributes: dictionary, document, name, module, main. You already seen one of the example on. These are all built-in class attributes in the last class. Deleting attributes and objects. By using the del function, we can delete the attribute as well as the object of that particular class. By using the del function, del function, we can delete the attributes and object of that particular class. And we saw some of the scope also, right? Destroying objects means if it is out of scope, automatically it collect the, when object reference count reference to 0, Python collect it automatically. Whatever the memory space which is allocated to that particular object, it is going to remove, and it will going to freeze that particular memory. Understanding? For that one, we see one of the example, right? A equal to 40 means we are creating an object for that one. B equal to A means we are assigning a value to the B, so we are increasing the reference counter. And C equal to B, increasing the reference counter. Again we are increasing the reference counter. Then after we are decreasing. Finally we are collecting the memory which are assigned to that particular object. Why? Because whenever you are creating any projects or whenever you are working on any project, memory is also plays a key role. Why? Because we need to effectively utilize the variables. Whenever the scope is over, we need to freeze the memory. In Java, and here also automatic garbage collector is also there. If the reference counter reaches to 0, then it collect automatically. But this functionality is not there in C or C++. Accessing modifier. These are three more and major important things: public, private, and protected. The variable which are outside of the class we are calling as the global and local variables, but inside the class, the scope, if you want to know the scope, we need to identify by using the public, private, and protected. Public variables we can able to access outside of the class, but protected variables only the class which are get inherited from that particular class. Means if the superclass variables are there, we can use it in the subclasses, but we are not supposed to access outside of the class. This is the nature of that one, but we can able to access in Python. And how can you declare the protected variable? How can you declare the protected variable? One underscore followed by that variable name. And private variables means we are not supposed to access the outside of the class. So for protected private variable, how can you identify the private variables in Python? By using the two double underscore. By using two double underscore, we can easily identify the private variables in Python. We already seen one example on each and every variable, every access modifier type. Now today the agenda of the session is, I hope everyone is clear. Out of that previous class, you take was one of the assignment. Try to practice the set attribute, get attribute, del attribute, and as attributes. These practice two example on each and every attribute. Okay. Now today the agenda of the session is inheritance. The major and most important thing whenever you are doing any project. Why? Because we need to segregate the whatever the customer requirement is there. We need to divide it the parts. Then only you need to start implementing that particular project. Why? Because I will give you one of the real time example for this one. Okay. And the second one is the overriding method, and overriding method and overloading method also we are going to discuss in today's class. And third one is the data hiding, and fourth one is some of the real time examples on each and every concept which are mentioned at the above. Concept. Inheriting means inherit the properties from someone else. I gave the one of the introduction to OOPS concept, the parent and child. Parent and child. Whatever the properties owned by the father is going to give into the son. And apart from these properties, and the son is going to also earn some of the money, he can add the property to the father which is given to him. Addition to that one, he can earn his own money. So it's similarly coming to picture of programming language. Base class properties are there. For example, n number of methods are there. For example, n number of methods are there, or n number of variables are there. I want to use instead of redefining the existing functions, instead of redefining the variables which are already present in the base class, for effective utilization of memory or code reusability purpose, I can inherit the properties from the base class, which means I can access the base class properties. I can use the base class properties. Apart from that one, I can write my own properties in the derived class. Let us assume one mobile company is there. So, or take it as the example of I want to create one website for one of the mobile company. So all the basic functionalities, all the basic features which are related to the phone. I'm going to keep it in one of the class. Nokia means like whatever the basic functionalities of Nokia, like dialing a mobile or cutting a call or contacts or some other default features which is same for all the mobiles. So I will keep all the common features in the one base class, and in the derived class, I don't know the n number of mobile IDs. Okay, take the example of Redmi, MI. MI is there. All the properties I keep it in the one of the folder. On the top of that one, Redmi Note 4, Redmi Note 3, Redmi Note 2, Redmi Note 1. All the things it having the special features. Means Redmi Note 1 having some special features. Redmi Note 2 having the some special features. Redmi Note 3 having the some special features. But basic properties are same for all the mobiles. For example, Redmi Note 4 right now and Redmi Note 5 is coming to picture. That time the basic functionality is there in the base class only. Means all the basic features are keep it in one of the folder. On the top of the basic feature, I keep the additional feature which is specific to that particular class. So I will keep it in the derived. Top of that base class properties, I can use the derived class properties. On the top of the base class, I can use the derived class properties. Means I can able to access all the features, all the methods which are present in the base class. Now understanding, right, everyone? What is inheritance? Why we need to use the inheritance? And one of the real-time example for the inheritance. One of the client requirement or real-time example of inheritance. Common feature, keep it in one particular place. I'll give name into the base class. On the top of the common features, I can go with the specific features or the specializations in the derived class. I can use the existing properties. I can write my own properties in the derived class. So now tell me the definition of inheritance. Defining a new class with a little or no modification to the existing class. With little or no modification to the existing class. This is called the inheritance. The new class is called the derived class. The new class is the derived class. This one is the derived class, and this one is the base class. And there are three types of names are there. If I say this one is the base class, then this is called a derived class. If I say this one is the super class, this one is the super class, this one is the subclass. If I say this one is the parent class, this one is the child class. All the names are same only. There are three names for the base class and three names for the derived class. Whenever I say this one is the base class, this one is the derived class. This is the subclass, and this one is the parent class. Then this one is the child class. All the names are same only. If you say, might be few people will get confused with the names. Derived class and or child class or subclass. Derived class or child class or subclass. Inherited class, one from which it inherit, it is called the base class. This is the base class or parent class or super class. Okay, we'll see one example on inheritance. I hope everyone is understanding. If you know inheritance, then only you will understand the next classes. Otherwise, you are not able to understand the next class. So if you try to see, this is the parent class, and I define one of the method, init method, and the parent method over here, and set attributes. Here onwards, I told you, right, whenever you are doing any program, You want to set the value for the attributes. You must be use the set attributes and get attributes. So this is the set attribute and get attributes, and this one is the child class. This one is the child class. No, you can write our own class, whatever the name. But if you are inheriting the base class, means you must be use the parent class name in the two parentheses. Parent class name in the two parentheses, like a class followed by the class name from which class you are inheriting. From which class you are inheriting? From the parent class. Parent class you are supposed to write inside these two parentheses. Now again you can write your own init function. We'll talk about this init function while we are talking about the overriding method. As of now, try to see, this is the base class and this one is the derived class. This one is the base class and this one is the derived class. What is the syntax for the derived class? What is the syntax for the derived class? I can write the parent class name inside the parenthesis. Now followed by I can write my own methods. If I want to write, I can write my own n number of methods in the child class. On the top of this additional feature, on the top of this, all the things which are present in the parent class. All the things which are present in the parent class. Now what's going to happen? Now I created a object for the child class, and I call the child method, which is already present in the child class. And here you need to see. Here you need to see what happened here. I call the parent method also. I call the parent method also, which means what? I can use the parent class methods as well as the child class methods. Means what now everyone understand, right? What is the advantage of inheritance? Instead of redefining the methods in the subclass, or instead of redefining the functions in each and every class, I will keep it in one of the parent class. I am going to inherit the properties, or I am going to inherit the functions or functionalities which are already present in the base class. How can I access the child class method? By using the dot operator. Again, this is same only. If I am not going to inherit the child class, what's going to happen? I am not supposed to access the parent class methods. I am not supposed to access the parent class methods. Now try to see. Now try to see what's happened. I can call the parent class method also by using child class object. Only I created object of child class only. I didn't create any object for the parent class. So understanding, right? I can use the child class object. I can access the parent class methods also. Now if you want to, you can try to see. Now try to see what I am going to do. So I am not going to inherit anything. So I will remove this one. I will remove this one. Now what's going to happen? We will see. Trace back. What happened? Line number 26. C dot parent method calling parents method. Child instance has no attribute. Parent method means what happened? Child instance has no attribute. Parent method. Everyone understanding means attributes means it's a variable or a method which is present in the class. You can say my attributes only. So now everyone got to know, right? If I want to access the parent class method or parent class method, I need to inherit. I need to understanding, right, everyone? So you can able to access now. Now understanding, right? What is the use of the inheritance now? What is the use of inheritance now? I can reuse the code of parent class method. I can reuse the code of parent class, and I can access the all the methods, all the variables which are present in the parent class. If it is a public or protected. Understanding, right? Okay, how we need to access the parent class methods and parent class how can I access? By using the dot operator, I can able to access the parent class methods also. Understanding, right, everyone? Now this is called as a single inheritance. This is called a single inheritance, means one parent class, one superclass and one subclass. One superclass and one subclass. Now everyone understand, right? Now we'll see one more example on same. One more example on inheritance only. So try to see, everyone try to see, this is the object we are written here. We will discuss about this object also in the later today's class. Okay, this is the def initializing the variable self comma name, and this is the instance variable, and to get the name use the this is the get name is the method, and is employee is also one of the method which is present in the person class, and one more class is employee. Employee means same only. This is also one of the real time example only. Whether the person is male or female, employed or unemployed. If you want to implement one of the application for employees details or people which are present in that particular state, you need to write the person class first. Person has some common features. On the top of that were male or female, and male or female means after that employee or an employee. So try to see. This is the class employee and person. Person is the superclass. Person is the superclass, and I am inheriting the person class in the child class. I am inheriting the person class in the child class. Now I define one more method in the child class is employee. If the employees, if it come to here, then return true. So in the derived code, what I have done, I created one of the object of the person class, means this is the parent class, and I created a object of employee for the child class. Then try to see. So Rajesh and false. Why? Because first one is the parent class, means is employee it come to here and return false, and in the second one Ravi, and I use the get name method. Here try to see, everyone try to see. Here get name is the method, and get name is for the superclass, not subclass. So I'll call the parent class, it will return false. Understanding, right? If you are using the inheritance, means I can use the existing code from the base class. Most of the thing, every time try to remember, you are inheriting the properties from the child class, superclass to the subclass, means I am using all the features, all the methods which are present in the base class, and the reusability of the code, and I can use the existing divided the code, and I can push the code which is common for all the things. I gave the one of the real time example for this one is the mobile. Okay. Now this is the example for the single inheritance. This is the example for the single inheritance. Now we will see the multiple inheritance and multi-level inheritance. Now the syntax for this one is the class, base class name. What is the base class name? And you can write your own methods and attributes inside a class, and class, derived class means which is inherited from the base class, and you need to write the base class name over here. Then write the base class name over here and followed by the whatever the enhance, like if you want to give, if you want to write, you can write. If you don't want to write, you no need of writing. You can inherit the properties from the base class. This is the syntax for the single inheritance. Now we'll see the two more inheritance. Second one is the multiple inheritance. Second one is the multiple inheritance. Second one is the multiple inheritance. Here class A or class person is one of the base class, and derived class is the employee. Means one base class and one derived class. Coming to picture of a multiple inheritance, one of the real time example is person. Under the person, male and female both are there. Whether it's both are employee or self employees, or employee or non-employee, or employee or self-employee. So these are all things are common for the male and female. So again I need to inherit the whether the employee is salarized employee or unemployed or salarized employee. I can take the two classes, I can use the two functionalities, and I can inherit the properties from the two base classes. On the top of these two classes, I can write my own functionalities. Means what I am doing, two base classes are there, base class 1 and base class 2. I inherit the both class properties in the derived class. I can inherit the both class properties in the derived class. Means I can use the functions from here and I can use the functions from here as well. Understanding, right everyone? Feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4. On the top of these four features, I can write my own feature in the subclass or child class. This is called multiple inheritance. Understanding, right everyone? We'll see one other example for multiple inheritance as well. How we can write the code for multiple inheritance. A class can be derived from more than one base class. Then that is called the multiple inheritance. Previously inheritance. The features of all the base class are inherited into the derived class. The features of all base class are inherited in the derived class. We'll see one of the example for this one. We'll see one of the example. Now everyone try to understand. Whenever you are writing any application, you need to reduce the lines of code. I think I don't have this example over here. I'll show you here only. Just you need to put the comma over here. Just you need to put the comma. Here, just we need to put the comma so you can inherit the. you can write the person comma employee. This is the way you need to write the multiple inheritance. Means what? You can inherit the properties from the person, and you are going to inherit the properties from the employee also. So I can inherit the more than two classes. I can inherit the properties from the more than two classes. See, for example, if I want to use the more than one class, so I want to inherit the both the classes properties. So I told you, right, some other features are existing one other class, and some other functions are existing in the some other class. So instead of inheriting the only one, I can inherit the more than one base class. I can use the methods which are present in the both classes. I can reuse the functionalities which are present in the two classes. I am going to inherit it. This is the syntax for the multiple inheritance. The syntax for the multiple inheritance. And get back to me to the next session. Everyone, this is most important. Whenever you want to use the inheritance concept, you must be aware of these 2 points. Why? Because definitely inheritance is the good feature. But if you want to effectively write the program, you need to be aware of these things. What we need to do. Understanding, right? So everyone take it as note and get back to me. And I will give the hint also. If it is a C++ program, to avoid this is called the diamond problem, multi-level. If you use inheritance, multi-level inheritance, we will get one of the problem that is called diamond problem. To resolve this diamond problem, we use the virtual functions over there. To use the virtual functions over there in C++. What we need to do in Python? You need to be aware. So if you are not able to answer class, but at least try to work around this one. Okay, I am going to explain in the next class, but as of now, you must be aware of this particular point. If I explain, then you may or may not able to understand. But if you try to answer by yourself, definitely you are going to get the answers for these questions. Okay, I'm going to explain in the next class. No issues. Okay, now the third one is the multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Now here the interesting feature is there. Means might be till now one derived class is there. Till now one derived class is there. Now again this derived class is going to become the superclass for one more class. Now this derived class is going to become the superclass for this particular class. So means what? This is the base class A. Let us assume like this way. A, B, C. These three classes are there. For B, superclass is A. For C, superclass is B. B and A as well. Understanding, right, everyone? Multi-level. I am inheriting more than one steps, more than two steps. Class B, class B, class A, class B, and class C. Class B is inherited from class A, and class C is inherited from class B. Understanding, right? Class A, class B, class C. Class B is inherited from the class A, and class C is inherited from the class B. If again I inherited from the class B and C, then it is going to become the multiple. But it is the more than one step. This is one step and this is one step. Means two times it got inherited. Now try to see what's going to happen. How it is going to treat, and we'll see one of the real-time example for this one. We'll see one of the real-time example for this one. Now we will remove this one. Now we will remove this one. Everyone understanding, right? Multiple inheritance. We need to inherit the more than one class that time. Here multi-level. Class A, class B, class C. Class B is inherited from class A and class C is inherited from class B. So try to see everyone. This is the parent class person and this is the method, init method, and self dot first name equal first and second name equal second. So this is one more method, get name, and self is there, and return self dot first name and self dot last name. And in the child class, employee cost is inherited from the person, employee cost is inherited from the person, and init method is there, and followed by the one more method, get employee is there. And I created one more class which is getting inherited from the person, or which you can inherit from the employee also, it's fine. So here person dot init method, self, first and last. So we are going to use the get boss and method. This is the self parameter over here. Person 1 equal to person, comma this one. This is the instance of that particular class. We are assigning the value, and here we are printing the value. Means basically multi-level inheritance means I can inherit the properties from the more than one level. More than one level. That is called multi-level inheritance. That is called multi-level inheritance. Understanding, right, everyone? Now we'll see. Means what happened? This is the derived class 1 and this is the derived class 2. So we are inheriting the properties from base class to derived class 1 and derived class 1 to derived class 2. So this is the syntax for the multi-level inheritance. Features of the base class and the derived class is inherited in the new derived class. Features of the base class and the derived class is inherited into the new derived class. Now for example, this is the base class and this is the derived class 1, and this is inherited from this base class. This is inherited from this base class, and second one is the derived class 2, which is inherited from the derived class 1, which is inherited from the derived class 1. This is called multi-level, means more than one level, more than one step we are inheriting. Then that is called multi-level inheritance. Now one more important concept related to the inheritance, that is MRO, not Mandal Revenue Officer. This is method resolution order. Every class in Python is derived from the class object. This is more and important thing. Every class in the Python, it is derived from the class object. It is the most base class, base type in a Python. Means whenever I want to use the class, what do we need to do? I need to create an object for that particular class. Means each and every class in Python is derived from the class object. Same only, right? We are inheriting the properties from the base class to derived class. Means I am using the properties of the base class and I am reusing the properties in the derived class. For example, first I want to use the class. First, what I need to do? I need to create an object of that particular class. So every class in Python is derived from the class object. It is the most base type in a Python. So technically, all other classes, either built-in classes or user-defined, built-in or user-defined, are derived classes, and all the objects are instance of object class. All the objects are instance of object class. Now everyone understanding, right, this logic? So in the multiple inheritance scenario, any specified attributes is searched first in the current class. So means, for example, I want, first of all, it won't check in the superclass. First it will check in a subclass or current class. First it will check that particular method which is already present in the that particular class or not. After that, if it is not found, it will try to continue to check in the from the left to right. From the left to right, it will check. I will show you. I will give one of the example for this one also. In the multiple inheritance scenario, any specific, not only multiple inheritance. I try to see whenever I want to inherit in any class, any class. First, it will check in the base class, not base class, current class. First it will check in the current class. If it is not found in the current class, then it will go to the super class. Then it will go to the search continue in the parent class in the depth first, left to right fashion. From the left to right fashion it is going to search. So this particular order is called the linearization. For searching means the left to right it is searching. Then that particular order is called the linearization, and the set of rules used to find this particular order, and we are using set of rules for finding this order is called the method resolution order. Method resolution order. Now for example, multi-derived class is there, base class 1 is there, base class 2 is there, object is there. Ultimately it called the object only. First of all, what it happen? It will check in the base class, multi-derived class, and if it is not found in that particular multi-derived class, means the current class. If it is not present, then it will go to the base class 1, and again if it is not there in the base class 1, it will go to the base class 2, and if it is not there over there, then it will go to the object. Now understanding, right, what is method resolution order and how it gets searched. Whenever you search finding any particular attribute, search in the current class. If it is not found out, then it will simply, whatever the inheritance order is there, it will check from the left to right order fashion. This type of order fashion is called the linearization, and the set of rules we are defining for searching that particular order, then that is called the method resolution order. This is also one of the important question and important interview question in Python. What is method resolution operator? Why we need to use the method resolution operator? Method resolution order. Okay. Need to understand this particular order, which order it is going to get searched, and they might be asked where it will start. It will start from the current class or whether it will start from the first super class. Always start from the current class only. Okay. And now I will have one more important interview question is there. For example, if I want to check if a class is a subclass or not. If subclass means definitely one superclass might be there or not. If I am talking about the subclass means definitely it might be one superclass or more than one superclass. If it is one superclass, multiple, and if it is sorry, what we are checking? Okay, checking if the class is a subclass of another class or not. We are checking now this one. For this one, any inbuilt function is there or not, we need to check. Each subclass that directly tells, each subclass is the built-in function which is directly tell if a class is subclass of another class or not. How can you find out whether it is subclass or not? We need to use the E subclass. We need to use the E subclass. You can try to see this one. This one is the class, and this one is the class name, and this one is the object. We are not completed yet, and we will discuss about this object also in the today's class only. Now this one is the pass. Empty means it is the body of this particular class, and second one is the derived class, which is derived from the base class, and again I gave the pass to this one, and driver code. Print E subclass is derived base. E subclass derived base, and E subclass base comma derived. D equal to derived method and B equal to. Now this means what? This means what? Which one is the subclass and which one is the derived class? I'll check whether any example is present in my system or not. Example is not there. So here it will true. Is instance is making as a true. Why? Because it is derived from the base class. You can try to practice one example with this one. Everyone note it down. You can practice at home. I want to check whether the class is derived from the superclass or not. How we need to check? The inbuilt function is there. E subclass is there. By using E subclass, I can easily identify whether the class is derived from the superclass or not. Whether the class is derived from the superclass or not, we can able to check. Everyone note it down. One class is there. Write it down like this way. One class is there. Class A is there. Class B is also there. Class B is derived from the class A. Class B is derived from the class A. And I created one more class, class C. I created one more class, class C. So class C, I am not inheriting from anything. I am not inheriting from any one of the class A or class B. Now try to check whether the class C is a subclass or not, and class B is a subclass or not. This is the, note it down, everyone. So now we'll see, in every class we are writing the object right. So in Python from version 3.3.x means like an integer 1 to 9. So object is a root for all the classes. That is the reason we are writing a object over here. Like in Python 3 class followed by the class name and writing the object over here, and class tests are same. In 3. Something onwards. Like here I am using the 2.7 only. IDE, my Python IDE version is 2.7 only, not 3. 2.7 only. That's why. So now everyone got to know that why we are writing the object over here. So object is a root for all the classes. That's why we need to write that way. So Python 3x onwards, no point of writing a class test and object as same as the class test, or both. If you write the class and followed by the class name, if you write the object, or if you're not giving the any parenthesis followed by the object, both are same only. In Python 2.x means class test object create a class with object as a parent, and class test create a old style class. This is a old style of class creating a object like without object parent. Understanding, right? What is the object means over there? Object is a root of all the classes. Now till now we discuss about inheritance. What is the use of inheritance and types of inheritance, single, multiple and multi-level inheritance, and then after we discuss the method resolution order, and then after we discuss the object class, and then after till now we discuss about this one. Now we'll discuss about the what is method overloading and what is method overriding. It is there in a n number of programming languages. So this is same for all the programming languages. So try to understand method overloading and method overriding. The method with the parameter, method name is same, the parameter names are different. The parameters or the parameter which are passing to that particular method is different. Then that is called the method overloading. Try to see here. Method and followed by the x parameter is there. Method followed by the x comma y parameter is there. Method followed by the x. See here, the method name is same. The method name is same. The parameters are which are passing to that particular method are different. Then that is called the method overloading. That is called the method overloading. Everyone understanding, right? Everyone understanding, right? The method name is same, but the parameter which are passing to that particular, see if the same member parameters you pass it to that particular method, what is the point of writing one more time? So parameters are different is there. So try to now everyone understanding, right? What is method overloading? The method name is same, but the parameters which are passing to that particular method are different. So for example, I'm passing the int, like if whatever the list are there, right? We are passing to the list over there. I'll check whether anything is there. So try to see here, everyone. This is the class human, and I declare define one particular method, say hello, and followed by the self and name equal to none. And if condition I use, if name is not none, then print hello name, and if it is name is a none, means I am not passing any argument to that particular method, then print the hello keyword. So I created one of the object or instances for this particular human class, and I call the method which are present in the human class. So with the no arguments. Again, I call the same method with one argument. Try to see what's going to happen. In the first scenario, I am not passed any argument. In the first scenario, I didn't pass any arguments. Then it print this condition is going to get true, and it will print the. So it is going to get true. Means why? Because I'm just simply calling the method by using the instance of object. By using the instance followed by the dot operator, I call this particular method without passing any argument. So means if the name is none, that time without I'm not passing any value over here, means this is going to get false. Why? Because name is none over here. I'm not passing any arguments, means name is none only, right? So this condition is not going to execute in the first scenario. So simply it will come to here and will try to execute. It will come to here and it will try to execute. So in the second case, what I'm doing, I'm simply passing one of the argument over here, and simply passing the all argument over here. So means name is not none, then print hello plus followed by the whatever the argument I pass it to this particular method. Whatever the object, we are passing to this particular method. Now understanding, right? Now understanding, right? Only same method. Same method. Say hello, both the places same method only. But based on the arguments which are passing to that particular method is going to get different. Means I overloaded the method over here. So I overloaded the method here. It got the output like this way. Understanding, right, everyone? This is called the method overloading. Now we'll see the method overriding. Overloading means same name we are loaded with the different parameters. Overriding means I am using the same signature, defining in the child class a method with the same name of the method in the parent class. See here, everyone, define in itself. What method I gave? def. What is the method name? Get value. I gave the same get value in the child class. Means I am overriding. I am overriding the get underscore value in the child class, which is already present in the parent class. Now everyone got to know, right, what is the difference between overloading and overriding. Overloading means we are overloaded with the parameters. There is no method change. There is no function name change. Here, in case of overriding method, we are simply replacing, like whatever the same get value method is there, same get value method we are going to write in the child class as well. So we are redefining the new features to the existing one. Understanding, right, everyone? Everyone is understanding, right? What is overloading and what is overriding? What is overloading and what is overriding? Everyone understand, right? You can try to see this example. Definitely you will understand. Method and followed by this one x and x comma y and x comma y comma z. Here same name, get underscore value self and get underscore self. It is there in the parent class, and we are going to redefine in the child class as well. Now coming to picture of data hiding, and I gave one of the real time example for data hiding also. Data hiding means where you heard about that data hiding? Where you heard about data hiding? Previously, whenever we are discussing about OOPS concept, I gave one of the example for ATM mission, and for the abstraction and encapsulation. You might have remember, right? Providing the essential features and hiding the implementation. And similarly, the combination of data hiding for abstraction is called the encapsulation. Now means internally, if I am talking about the data hiding, means we are discussing about the encapsulation only. An object's attribute may or may not be visible outside of the class definition. The object attributes may or may not be visible outside the class definition. You need to name attributes with the double underscore prefix. How can you protect the data? By using the private methods or private attributes. You need to name attributes with a double underscore prefix, and these attributes are not be directly visible to the outsiders. You might, that's why I stressed more on yesterday's class, access specifiers or access modifiers. Both the names are same only. Public, private and protected. Public, private and protected. If you want to protected the whatever the attributes which are present in the class, we need to use the double underscore. Only prefix only. So we'll see one of the examples, and I will close the today's session. You can try to see here. class name is there, and class name followed by the class is followed by the class name, and I declare one of the variable underscore underscore hide variable equals 0, underscore underscore hide variable equals 0, and define one of the method that is called add method, and use the self comma increment. So self dot hide variable plus equal to increment. What is the meaning of this one? What is the meaning of this one? Plus equal to hide variable equal to hide variable plus increment. That is the meaning of this one. So print followed by the self dot variable. So I created one of the object for the my class, and I called the add method and use this one variable and the same variable, but I want to print the hide variable. Try to see what error you are going to get. What error you got? Try to see. In the first two cases, it got success. My object and followed by the my object add 5 and add 2. Means it gave the 2 plus 5, 7 it gave, and finally whenever you are running this particular line, we are getting what error we are getting? Attribute. My class instance has no attributes, hide variable. The Python object, my object dot hide variable. So what we need to do for this one? We need to so if you want to use those variables, we need to write like this way. So understanding, right? You can hide the data from, just we are intimating to the those people who are writing the code or those people who are using the existing code. We are just intimating to those people, this is the private variables and this is a protected variables. This is a private variable and this is a protected variable. Private variables means a double underscore. Protected variables means single underscore. Understanding, right, everyone? I told you to practice some of the examples on public, private and protected. I hope everyone practiced those problems. So those people who are already practiced those problems, that person only can able to understand what I gave the example on data ID. That person only can able to understand what I gave the example on data ID. So if you not practiced yet, you can practice today. You can practice today. I hope everyone is understanding what I am trying to say. If you have any suggestions from your side, you can suggest us also. Like we need more examples or we need more theory. Like this way, you can request it your faculty or your coordinator, so that we will you are going to add those requests in the next class. But my sincere request is, until unless you are not going to get practice, you are not able to understand what I am going to say in the next class also. Every class is interrelated to each other. Until unless you are not understanding the first class, you are not able to understand the second class. If you are not able to understand the second class, you are not able to understand the third class. Okay. In the next class, we are going to discuss about errors and exceptions. Okay, try to practice the examples, which are most of the examples. People who are not, so we didn't give any material till now, right, for the Python. So everyone Google it. Java T-Point website is there. Now everyone having the internet, right, at home or at mobile phones. Everywhere internet is available, right? If you are a fresher, if you are started now itself, can go to the website and try to see the Java T-Point. Java T-Point website is there. The Python material is very good. And second, one more website is a Programming Z. Programming Z. This is the second website. You can have n number of programming examples are there in the Python. Programming Z website is there. Python space followed by the programming Z. Type this one. Definitely you will get the one website. You can try to see n number of examples are there in Python. And the final one is the Python tutorial point. Tutorial point is also there. This is the third option which is available. These three you can read any one of the website. You can select and you can start reading the Python. If you have any queries, you can talk your coordinator. So if he is able to answer those queries. If not, we will discuss. Okay. I think today's class only these few things are there. In the next class, we will discuss about more examples. Okay. Thank you. Thanks from my side.